Pete Davidson, the enigmatic comedian and actor known for his deadpan delivery and unflinching honesty, has always had a complicated relationship with Saturday Night Live, the very stage that launched him into stardom. At just 31 years old, Davidson has carved out a niche for himself in the entertainment world, blending vulnerability with biting humor in a way that few others can. His unexpected reappearance on the iconic comedy sketch show during the episode aired on a crisp November evening marked not just a nostalgic homecoming but a bold statement of resilience. Storming back into Studio 8H, the hallowed ground of late-night television, Davidson brought with him his trademark sarcasm, turning what could have been a simple cameo into a sprawling, multifaceted segment that resonated deeply with audiences both in the studio and at home. The episode in question was a high-energy affair, filled with the usual mix of celebrity hosts, musical guests and topical sketches that define SNL's enduring appeal. But it was during the Weekend Update segment, a staple of the show where anchors dissect current events with sharp wit, that Davidson truly stole the spotlight. Introduced by co-anchor Colin Jost, who shares a long-standing friendship with the comedian, Davidson dove headfirst into a barrage of hot-button topics. His commentary wasn't just timely, it was personal, weaving threads from his own life into the broader tapestry of pop culture and politics. This approach is classic Davidson. He doesn't shy away from the messiness of real life, instead embracing it as fodder for laughter and reflection. One of the segment's highlights, and perhaps its most audacious moment, came when Davidson took a playful yet pointed jab at Lorne Michaels, the legendary creator and executive producer of SNL. With a grin that masked the underlying truth in his words, Davidson quipped, "If Lorne Michaels has taught us anything, it's that you never ever give up. Even if everyone says the time has come and Tina Fey is ready to take over." The line landed like a perfectly timed punch, eliciting passionate applause from the live crowd. It was a nod to the rumors swirling around Michaels' potential retirement, with Tina Fey, a former cast member and writer, often floated as a successor. For longtime SNL fans, this moment was pure gold, an insider's wink that highlighted the show's storied history while underscoring Davidson's own journey from wide-eyed recruit to seasoned alum. Davidson's tenure on SNL, spanning 8 seasons from 2014 to 2022, was nothing short of transformative. Joining the cast at the tender age of 20, he quickly became a fan favorite for sketches like The Californians, and his recurring role as the effortlessly cool kid in various absurd scenarios. But it was his Weekend Update appearances, where he bared his soul about mental health struggles, his high-profile relationships, and the loss of his father, a firefighter killed in the 9/11 attacks, that cemented his status as more than just a comedian. He was a voice for the broken, the anxious, the young people navigating a world that often felt too chaotic to comprehend. Leaving the show in 2022 felt like the end of an era, especially after a brief hosting stint in October 2023 that hinted at unfinished business. This return then felt like closure, or perhaps the start of a new chapter. Jost's introduction set the tone perfectly, pulling Davidson into a discussion about a peculiar joint venture, a ferry they had purchased together, envisioned as an upscale entertainment venue floating along New York's waterways. What was once a dream of luxury cruises and star-studded parties had devolved, according to a scathing New York Times piece, into a money-losing fiasco. Davidson, ever the self-deprecator, leaned into the failure with gusto. He wove this nautical nightmare into his broader commentary on his recent, controversial gig at the Riyadh Comedy Festival in Saudi Arabia. The event had drawn fire for its location in a country with strict censorship laws and human rights concerns, but Davidson addressed it head-on, using humor as his shield. "I can't spend $5 on a paywall when I got a kid on the way," he deadpanned, referencing the Times article's cost while alluding to his impending fatherhood. This line wasn't just funny, it was a window into his life, revealing the financial pressures mounting as he prepares to welcome a child with his girlfriend, Elsie Hewitt. Hewitt, a model and actress known for her roles in indie films and her advocacy for mental health awareness, has been a steadying force in Davidson's often turbulent personal life. Their relationship, which blossomed quietly amid the glare of Hollywood scrutiny, represents a new phase for the comedian, one of stability and anticipation. Davidson's excitement about becoming a father was palpable, a rare moment of unfiltered joy amid the sarcasm. He spoke of late-night feedings, diaper disasters, and the sheer terror of raising a human in a world as unpredictable as his own career. It was a reminder that beneath the tattoos and the tough exterior lies a man grappling with the same universal fears as anyone else. This vulnerability endeared him further to the audience, who cheered as he pivoted from personal anecdotes to broader satire. No segment would be complete without Davidson tackling politics, and he didn't disappoint. Turning his gaze to New York City's recent mayoral election, he zeroed in on Zoran Mamdani's upset victory. Mamdani, a progressive firebrand and democratic socialist, had swept into office on a platform of affordable housing, climate action and police reform, shaking up the establishment. But not everyone was on board. Staten Island, the city's most conservative borough, bucked the trend by voting overwhelmingly against him. Davidson, a Staten Island native himself, couldn't resist lampooning the holdouts. "I have a message for everyone who did not vote for our new mayor. Hey Staten Islanders. Did you promise to move out of New York if Mamdani won but have too many warrants in New Jersey and not enough guns for Florida?" The crowd erupted in laughter, recognizing the archetype of the disgruntled local too entrenched, or too entangled, to follow through on empty threats. This jab was more than regional ribbing. It was a commentary on the deep-seated divisions in American politics, where boroughs like Staten Island serve as microcosms of national rifts. Davidson's delivery, laced with affection for his hometown despite the roast, highlighted his ability to bridge divides through humor. Growing up in Staten Island, Davidson has often drawn from its blue-collar ethos in his comedy, turning mundane frustrations into relatable gold. Mamdani's win, coming on the heels of national conversations about urban governance and equity, provided fertile ground for Davidson's wit. He imagined scenarios of mass exodus thwarted by legal woes and cultural mismatches, painting a vivid, absurd picture that had viewers nodding in recognition.